when the thought comes in your mind, just because you had a thought, you got a moment, but you don't have to act on it. So you almost have to learn how to be an observer of your thoughts so that when thoughts come up that don't serve you well, you can challenge them in a moment like that.
That's all the ops I've ever had was the system and the police. I said in my music, the only ops I know is cops, the dirty ones. Now, everybody not dirty, granted. But from my experience, man, I did 18 months, almost 2 years, because a cop lied.
And that just creates like generational trauma. Time to time, it becomes the story of, this is how the system treats you. This is what I can expect to get. How do you hold space for that? And then what does trauma-informed support, what does that mean to you, or how does it look through your eyes?
What up, y'all? This is Gerald, the mentor.
And this is Steph Harmony.
And you are tuned into another episode of You Don't Know What I've Been Through podcast, right? So the special brother in here today, my brother, we work together. He's a down-to-earth person. Well, goddamn it, real stories, real healing, and real community come together. You feel me? So, man, he work in Chicago on the streets every day. He be busy. He be gone for 2-3 weeks and shit at a time, busy. So, he just be doing his lick, man. He's a clinician, a connector, and someone who truly understands community. You don't know me.
And God prepared me for a moment like this.
Know what I've been through.
Healing is a journey. Yeah. It's not something like, oh, I'm arrived.
You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. Nope. You don't know what I've been through. Listen and we don't judge. You don't know what you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. Nah, you don't know what I've been through. Everything that I've been through. Family, help me welcome my brother Sidney Johnson.
Well, I'm excited, Sidney. I am so glad that you're here with us. And I've heard so much about how you just consistently just show up for people, not just as the professional you are, but also as just a grounded, down-to-earth, cool person, right?
For sure.
So we want to just give you your space to tell your story, your purpose, your impact, and all those things. So welcome, brother.
Definitely,
thank you.
Man.
Sound good, huh? Man, G, thank you, man. That was a hell of an intro.
Yeah.
I was looking around like, who's this motherfucker, man? Damn, I need to meet him.
My boy.
No. I appreciate the opportunity, man, to to share my story. I'm always and I take lightly, because somewhat of a spiritual brother, and the Bible say they were overcome by the words of their testimonies.
Amen.
So when I tell my story, man, I don't know who it's gonna resonate with, and I just hope, and then I don't mind making myself vulnerable. Yes. And I found that when I'm willing to do that, then it allows other people to feel safe in their vulnerabilities as well. So.
Definitely. And working with you for real, you already know.
Yeah.
I see it. Like when we have our conversations, it be so passionate. Sidney be like, see, I can't talk like I really want to.
Yeah.
We go step to the side. He be going. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, he really with it. So like let's start like from the beginning, because you know mental health. What first pulled you into the mental health work?
Man, I grew up, man. I had a lot of childhood issues that I had to work through on my own. And it took years. And so, man, I didn't really blossom until I got into my 40s, after I had got a chance to work through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then once I started my healing journey, it made me want to help others heal, especially my people, because I knew how deeply rooted the trauma was that ran in our communities. And so it made me want to be a part of the solution. Like, I think about the trauma that affects our people. We got what we call historical trauma.
Yeah.
That goes beyond, it's just a part of our race, our culture. It's in our DNA.
Yeah.
And so that's difficult for us to navigate. Like I'm a therapist, I'm a veteran, I done served the country, I done a lot of great things. Wow. I done wrote a book.
Wow.
But when the police get behind me, man, I'm just as scared as if I just committed a felony.
Yep.
And that's just the reality of the historical trauma we face in America.
For a fact. And I can relate to that. And one thing you said, it stood out to me, was healing. Mm-hmm. That healing, it's a process for real, especially for being traumatized. And I do the same shit. Mm-hmm. I know I'm legit, legal, licensed, insurance. Boy, them folks get behind me. You hear me? I'm looking.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, damn, do I got something he
Same.
ain't supposed to have in this motherfucker? Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, and I'm 38, so for me, it's like it takes time for me to get comfortable and be like, they behind me, so what? But even then, still in my mind, I'm like, I be looking in my rear view, even when I be just in the hood, and they know us for being, you know, in the streets of violence prevention. I still be looking like, shit, I hope he turn off. Or I'm going to turn off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make that right.
Yeah.
Real quick, you know what I'm saying? So,
that's important, what you just said, G. That's
Yeah.
what we call cognitive challenges. It's one of the things I teach people how to do. It's like, man, when a thought comes in your mind, just because you had a thought, you got a moment where you don't have to act on it. So you almost have to learn how to be an observer of your thoughts so that when thoughts come up that don't serve you well, you can challenge them in a moment like that. That's good shit.
I appreciate that. So when you, not when you, but was there a moment, an experience, or a person who shaped the path that you're on today?
Man, that's a good question. It's a cut, man. You know, we got when you gotta stand on the shoulders of a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, as most of us do, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah.
But there was a lady in my neighborhood, man. I was 6 or 7 years old. Like I said, I had a rough childhood. I was teased a lot because my head was the same size when I was 6 as it is now. You know what I mean? So, you know, we can be hard on each other.
For sure.
And so it was a lady in my neighborhood, though, named Miss Trotter. Lived across the street from me. And she used to call me Sidney the Good Boy.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was that she saw in me, but it was something. And so she was always treating me like different than she treated the other kids on the block. And I started believing that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I started, you know, I was loud, you know, when my guys, it became a running joke among my crew. They be getting ready to do some dirt. They be like, man, we know you ain't coming. You Sidney the Good Boy. I'm like, man, I'll see y'all tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's kind of where I just, in the midst of the trauma that I was experiencing, somebody had planted a seed in me that I knew it was more in me. So that was my,
So it sounds like you started really early on building strong relationships with people, and you've been able to continue that in your work, building strong relationships with people, community, families, all of that. But then also going back to what we were talking about, just about, you know, the system and how, you know, certain situations make us feel, even though, you know, we haven't done anything wrong, but just the system in and of itself. So how does that impact how you connect with the families, with the communities, building these strong relationships for people who may not trust the system and, you know, think that it's really out to get them, or they've just been let down time and time again?
I mean, I honor their distrust. The system ain't been shit to us, and we got to recognize that. And when people speak it, we got to honor the truth in
Absolutely.
that.
Man, look, they're my only ops, bro. Like, I tell people all the time, not to cut you off, Sidney, but, bro, and this is what I mean by Sidney being him, bro. I love this because all the ops I've ever had was the system and the police. I say it in my music. The only ops I know is cops, the dirty ones. Now, everybody not dirty, granted. But from my experience, man, I did 18 months, almost 2 years, because a cop lied. And I was trying to talk to the judge on myself, and the public defender was like, nah, be quiet, you can't say nothing. I'm like, you supposed to defend me. It was a car involved. He ain't mentioned the car at all. He got what he got out the car. I wasn't even close to the car. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, just, you know.
Yeah, man, so many of us got stories like that, too.
God, bro. Yeah, for sure. So that's being like what she was saying, like the system ain't, well, what you said, the system ain't shit. I felt like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn near my whole life.
And we get shaped by that, man. Like, and so whether we outwardly say it or not, it shapes our internal belief system. And so when COVID hit, you wanted to know why you had low trust rates in the vaccine in the black community, because we remember when you lied to us about Tuskegee. And so until you can make right and honor the lies that you done told and the mistreatment that you done gave to our people in the past, how can we trust that you come in you know, in sincerity and honesty today?
Exactly.
Yeah. And that just creates like generational trauma. Time and time it becomes the story of this is how the system treats you. This is what I can expect to get. And so you're dealing with the systematic trauma. I mean, we see compounded trauma in our community. So you also have trauma just in the communities too, just as a result of just whether it be violence or just grief or different things like that. So you're meeting people in these spaces with this compounded trauma. How do you hold space for that? And then what does trauma-informed support, what does that mean to you, or how does it look through your eyes?
Well, I mean, I got a nice network of other therapists that I speak to on a regular basis. You know, and then I'm a IFS therapist, and so so one of the good things about that is that it helps us to learn how to kind of relate to the different parts of ourselves and give space to the different space. So when I feel that frustration or anger or even weariness, then I can give space to it and ask it what it needs. And so if it says it needs rest, then I can give it rest. And so that's just kind of being informed about my own system. And then, you know, and then kind of connecting with other people who I can reach out to if I need additional support.
That's powerful. Yeah. I mean, it starts from within. And we're going to be talking a lot about that on this podcast, people. It starts from within.
Steph, the healing harmony. No, but that is like for real. So like within your work, right? Was it a incident or a person that reminded you of why you do this? Like, was it a pressured time? You was like, man, I don't want to do this shit no more. But then there was somebody that came along and was like, oh, this is why I do this.
Man, I was at the time I wasn't a therapist yet. I was directing a Boys and Girls Club, and no, I take that back. I was over a mentoring program that, in fact, the program was called Culture of Calm right here in Chicago. You may remember it, Steph. The Culture of Calm program. It came out after Darion Albert got killed at Finger.
Oh, okay. And I definitely remember that, but I don't recall that program.
Yeah, so it was all over the city. It was at the time we got the stimulus money. Obama had released stimulus money, and the city took that money and poured it into this program.
Wow.
Oh, I was in Atlanta. That's what I was in Atlanta at the time. That's probably why I did.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, I know you would have been in the loop on that. Yeah,
I was in Atlanta. Yeah,
I remember that stimulus money shit. Hey, y'all don't send me no money I ain't asked for and take that shit back, and I got to pay y'all back in interest. Don't do that shit no more. My bad, because I needed that bread.
Oh man, so we in this program. So our program, the program I ran, was out of Julian.
Yeah.
And so it was a young man there, man, and he was kind of reserved, you know, but he, you know, people would talk about him, kids talked about him because he smelled bad, didn't take good care of himself. So he was in our program. So I kind of cuffed him, and you know, we put him in a part-time job. We gave him, put him in programming, got him a haircut, took him shopping, and all of that. And we felt like we had done enough to get him on the righteous path.
Yeah.
But you know, we didn't understand at the time. We didn't understand the depths of his issues. And so he disappeared again. So I rode around the neighborhood looking for him. And so I come across him, man. He in a group of guys that he the youngest one. They all look like they 18, 19. He's 14 or 15 at the time. And I pull up. I'm like, man, get in the car, man. He got right in the car, no questions.
Yeah.
Took him to lunch right at McDonald's on 95th and Halsted. And we were sitting there, and he looked at me, man, and he said to me, Mr. Johnson, I appreciate all you trying to do for me. He said, but you might as well try and help somebody else, man. My life been fucked up since I was 4 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
And man, that shit, man, I had to get up and walk away because of the tears. In fact, it's tears that come to my mind right now. It's like tears that want to come down just because he spoke for so many people like him that don't have a voice to articulate those words, but probably feel the same level of hopelessness that he expressed.
Wow.
And that's what reminded me, man, God prepared me for a moment like this. And so this is the work that I'm supposed to be doing. This is why I had to go through the shit I went through so that when I got older, I could connect with the pain in other people.
That's a fact.
So that my story can be my testimony.
Your testimony.
Absolutely.
I love how you said that, your testimony.
And it is okay to cry.
It
on this
is.
podcast, we're going to laugh, we're going to cry.
I'm always crying. For real, bro. Like, we went to the juvenile place today for the trust graduation. Shout out to my brother Adolfo, trust graduation. Today, the young guys that was in there, we gave them sweatshirts, certificates, and things like that. And just seeing all those young men, you know what I mean, that look like us, black and brown. You feel me?
Man.
And I was looking at them, and I got a lot of emotion came. And when it was my time to talk, because we said our 1-2, and I told them, like, man, y'all forever got a brother in me, whether y'all, you know what I'm saying, in here or out in the streets. The fact that y'all haven't gave up on y'all self, committed suicide or nothing like that, you feel me? Like, y'all still got hope. I'm like, bro, if don't nobody believe in y'all when y'all get out of here, y'all got to believe in y'all self, and that's enough to make it.
Man.
And, bro, I started down there crying. I had to turn around, especially when the young brother got up there talking. He was like, man, the trust program, man, they came. They was genuine. They really rock with us. They ain't coming here just to be doing something more for no paycheck. And that hit home. Because I be around people every day in this violence prevention work that just do it for a paycheck, but that's a whole nother episode. But we gonna address that shit too. You feel me?
Yeah, it ain't just that work, man. It's a lot of people that,
for a fact.
We've been calling them poverty pimps for years. That people that come into our neighborhoods with their programs and promises and leave with paychecks.
You ain't lying, bro. I moved somebody around.
Tell the
last
story.
year.
Tell the story.
For that, bro. 2016, 17. Man, you got these young, even before then, 2011, 9, bro. You got young guys who want to do better, get out the streets. You use them to get some funding. And it don't even be much. 20,000, 30,000. And then you run to disappear. In the midst of you running and disappearing, bro, niggas died. Niggas went to jail. One of them was my little cousin. Even though in his life he told niggas like, bro, I don't want to do shit but rob and all that shit, man. My people that want to make it, bro, just don't do them in. This what he told this one individual. And then 2017, he do it again. Disappear 7 years. 2024, no, sir, come here. Move around. Or your ass gonna, you know? Like, it's one of those for real. So, but yeah, I definitely can relate to that.
But that just shows that when you work with your whole heart, and you do this with your whole heart, that people can feel that. People can feel that energy. People can feel that compassion, that love, all of that. So when that young man said that, it's because you can feel it. We can, I mean, even anybody, we can feel the intentions of people. We can feel their heart. We can feel their passion. And so when you are, you know, when you're working with people, you have to be in this work. This one is not for the weak. But also, you have to do it with your heart, or people are going to be able to tell, and you're not going to be effective. And then you might get run out, run off the block like old boy.
He said, get off the block.
Get off the block.
Say less. And then, like, I don't know, like, when people, like, what makes you want to use an individual who got less than you? Like, this individual, he didn't have to even do anything in the streets. His father was a police officer. Retired. His mother worked a good job. He had family that worked in banks, hospitals, EMTs, nursing. Bro. And then you come and take from the young people who out here every day, we shooting each other up, gang. Like, literally. And then you go to your neighborhood or where you stay at the end of the night, and we still in the hood. We just blew at fam them on a couple blocks away, and now we in the same crib where they can come over here and do whatever. Bro, that shit hit home. You know what I'm saying?
Already knowing, man. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Man, it's so bad, man. We got desensitized to it. I had a student when we was in the same program at Julian, and she had somebody come shoot up her house. So much so that all the windows and everything was blown out the house, and they had mattresses and stuff like that up against the windows. And so when I went to visit the family, you know, and offer some support, the student was telling me what happened, man. She was telling the story like she was watching a movie, man. Like she was describing the scene from a movie, like, yeah, and then they kicked the door in, and it was a 6-year-old that got shot. Damn. Then they shot the baby, and then they just, they was just shooting him. My brother wasn't even here. So the dude, they going to look for, he ain't even there. But crazy. The whole family that had to take this kind of, what I mean? Yeah. So, man, it's crazy how often that stuff happen in our neighborhoods. And if it don't go viral, then it don't get no support from, the kind of level of support that we need. That's a fact.
That's so important what you just said, because being desensitized is a symptom of trauma, and so talking about like mental health and our conceptions and preconceptions about mental health, and what do you see as some myths or misunderstandings about mental health in our communities?
I think the biggest one that I see is that we don't care about mental health. I think that, there is a stigma, but I think that stigma is like rapidly leaving. I mean, as we got a lot of our heroes coming forward talking about, a lot of our entertainers and sports figures talking about their own struggles and battles with mental health. It's becoming more acceptable, and more of our people are actually seeking counseling, and counseling ain't available. Not to mention that you got a administration that just announced that they're not even going to offer financial assistance to people who seeking careers in counseling.
Wow.
So master's degrees and stuff like that are now listed as non-professional, so that the support people need. And in our community, the thing I hear the most is, man, we need more therapists like you. But you got people outside our community that come in, diagnosing our people, putting labels like ADHD on every black boy that they don't understand, that follows him all the way through his college life. Throughout his life, that label sticks with him. But you got people that don't give a damn enough. Man, I had a lady wanted me to test her son for ADHD. I tested him. He was borderline where he could or could not be. Go do a little bit of digging, man. Find out the boy grandmother had died. He had lost a best friend to violence, and his grandmama was his confidant. That was where he went to release from all of this, and then she died. So I'm like, well, that's the problem.
Right, it's not ADHD.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these symptoms of stuff be similar, but you got to get to the core of what,
And it's so misdiagnosed and overdiagnosed, especially with young people.
Young black boys specifically.
Man, that is crazy. So from everything that you talk about, go through with these families, even with that story, right? You strong for everybody else, but like, who's strong for you? You know what I mean? Like, what works for you? What's what they call that shit, self-care day? What does that look like? Who's strong?
Man, you know the old saying, man, behind every good black man, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So,
shout out to them.
Man, my wife, man, my wife, she often jokes that when I learn a new intervention, she my test dummy. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Appreciate you.
But man, the level of support I get at home, man, is really, man, can't even. It's like, man, I don't want for anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so she makes sure, and then she makes sure that we get away. She had the idea, man, we need to get a vacation once a month. Yeah. So whether we just go downtown and get a room on the lake and just do that out for a night, every month, man, we making sure that we take that time to, put it on each other and take care of ourselves.
For sure, self-care.
Yes,
and
sir.
Listen, y'all please don't miss what he's saying, right? Because the woman is very, very detrimental to your life, gang. Like, that's his piece. That's who he can go to whenever, and then she gonna tell him the truth. She gonna, she ain't gonna tell him like no BS.
Right.
We gonna go with this. No, that don't make sense. No, baby, wind down, and we gotta listen and don't judge.
Listen and don't judge. I guess
One eye north. Straight up, man. For real.
So, Sidney, what would you say to just somebody that's struggling, trying to just figure out how to heal, how to overcome trauma, but may not necessarily either believe in the system or believe in the impact of really working on mental health and healing?
Oh, wow. One of the things that I tell people, that's really effective. it's simple, but it's really effective is to just reach for the better thought. Like if you having thoughts and they're not serving you well, like they making me like I'm, because what happens is, right, because of our trauma, it responds a certain way. Like, so we get we get into these, into this, like where we drawing from the same memory. So the traumatic experience created a memory, which is not in my active memory. It's in my, it's in my body. And so when the memory shows up, I can't even remember sometimes the incident that happened, but I can feel the effect as if it was happening right now. And so breathe. Sometimes if you just breathe, take some deep breaths and allow that moment to pass, you'll be okay. And then if you just, man, think better thoughts. Like if the thought that you thinking doesn't serve you, I don't care if the new thought is not related at all to what you think, but just think a better thought. Like sometimes, man, I think, man, the Bears 7-3. I'm having a rough day. I be like, man, the Bears 7-3, and I feel better. You know what I'm saying? So that's what make you feel better.
That's how I be. I promise, bro. It's my babies. You know, my 18-year-old, my now 9-year-old daughter. And my son about to be 7. Whenever I have a bad, like I be mad at something, I see their picture or my daughter call me, and it'll be like that. Whatever happened, never happened. Never happened. And I'll be like, ain't nothing bothering me, so I could definitely relate to that. I know Steph can, but Steph be busy. You hear me? She got a lot going on. I know she got to think of a lot of
that's
stuff.
why I like when you said the breathing, the grounding, the being present. So that's something that I have really, really come to learn the importance of, and it's something that, I work on constantly. It's just, being present, because a lot of times when we focus on, the past, and that if that gets us down or if that presents negative memories, it's like we're not able to really focus on what we need to be doing now. Then we focus on the future. It's like that's anxiety. You're worried and things like that. And so
for sure.
I think, really being present is like, okay, what can I can't go back and change the past. I can't predict the future, but what can I do now? I can breathe. I can center. I can think about what I'm grateful for. Even if it's something small, it could be like, oh, I woke up this morning, or I can walk on both, with both legs, or it can really be anything. But just getting into that habit. And even when I first started that, I was like, okay, I can get up in the morning and I can, I'm grateful, but it's like, well, I still got this, and this and that. That's not helping none of that. But the more you practice, even when you don't feel it, when you first start practicing gratitude, y'all, I'm telling you.
Man, life changing.
Yes, it is life changing. It may seem silly or it may seem like it's ineffective in the beginning, but I promise you, just trust the process. Have faith.
Sure.
Yes. So those are just some of my little tips and things that help me.
She got so many of them.
That's real talk, though.
No, it is for sure.
It's a journey, though, and it's like we on this journey together. Like I said before, we're not coming from a space of having it figured out. With all of our experiences and things, ups and downs, it's like life is a constant lesson of learning every day. Is literally our purpose. It's to learn, it's to grow. And so with that, you just enjoy the process, but trust the process.
Definitely. I tell people all the time, I could learn from a 6-year-old.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love learning, bro. Like, I love growing and developing into whatever I know I can be. I barely get sleep. Steph, don't do that.
Don't do that. You saw my eyes.
Don't do that. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
No. Remember you said don't try, do.
Right, you feel me? I'm working on that.
You doing it.
I always overthink, but at the end of the day, when I wake up in the morning time, sometimes I be like, I don't want to do it. But if I speak life into myself, that's another thing.
Man,
that's important, bro. Like I could wake up and be like, I'm gonna have a good day today, and I promise you, I have a great day.
Yes.
And I tell people all the time, well, she just corrected me, you know what I'm saying, put me up on charges. I always tell people we not trying, we doing.
Yeah.
Adolfo was talking, he was in the meeting talking. And as he talking, he like, so I'm trying to do this, and I'm right next to him like, we ain't trying, we doing. And he was like, yeah, I'm doing this, but I do that with everybody, bro.
And because you do that so much, like I catch myself.
Yeah, for sure.
When I say trying, I'm like, I'm doing. I don't want him to come for me. Let me fix it first.
And I correct, listen, on some real, for real, though, I correct. I tell everybody that because my thing is we speak things to existence. People don't even believe that, bro. People be like they curse their kids out and they do all of this. You stupid, man. Yo, dumbass and all of this. And I be like, listen, you can't say that to that person, just like that woman spoken to you when you was real young.
Yes.
And I meant to say this earlier, but that's where it started. You start believing that. And when people say dumb, stupid, man, young guys believe that when they get older.
Yes.
And that's why they drop out of school. They shit ain't gonna be nothing anyway. You know what I'm saying? And that's why with a lot of men, it's another episode, but it's just like with a lot of men, it's more like what I hear today. The men are becoming the women. and the women are becoming the men. And I hate to say it, but it's true, bro. You feel me? So that's why with men, we have to show these men and young men or even older men how to be men. That's why I'm the mentor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's why I'm Gerald G, bro. And that's why I do what I do, because I came from where they came from. And my pops, he was a mug. Boy, my pops was militant. He didn't know his father. You feel me? So when I went to Memphis to be with him, he was like, I couldn't leave a fork in the sink. I could be asleep, man. He coming to whoop my ass out my sleep. Then I tell you, don't leave no dishes in the sink. Daddy, it's just a fork.
Wow. So yeah, that actually reminds me of my grandmother. She ran a tight ship. Now by the time I think she had five kids. She's also my guardian angel, y'all. So love that lady. Love that lady. But she had 5. So by the time she had her 5th, she kind of calmed down a little bit. Yeah. And then by the time she had grandkids, she was a lot softer, but we used to see, we still saw her in action, but the stories and things like that. So that's a similar story to my mom and some of the siblings the kids that she had early on about the fork, like literally that exact same story. But that even translated to my mom in a way. She wasn't as militant, or she wouldn't wake me up out of my sleep to whip me, but that one fork, it was a problem. Yeah. I was getting yelled at. I was like, she might not say nothing to the next day, right? But it's gonna be something. And then she learned to kind of let off me a little bit and stop, because even that's like you kind of tense up, but it keeps you kind of on your toes.
It do.
Yeah.
And if they could give you a look and straighten right up.
Yeah.
Man.
Straighten up, flat right. But yeah, shout out to my mom. She is the most amazing.
Mom Dukes. Shout out,
amazing human being. I love it. Love you, mom. Love you, mom.
So what's something about Sidney, the man, not the professional?
The man, the myth, the legend.
You feel me? What you want the listeners to know about Sidney Johnson?
Man, y'all talking about moms and grandmas got me thinking, man, I really ain't nothing but a mama's boy. Man.
Love mamas.
My mama passed away during COVID, man. And,
and sorry for your loss, bro.
Thank you, bro. It's one of those things you never get past. So that's who I am, man. My mom, she raised me. Man, I grew up when you got your ass whooped. Y'all talking about.
You hear me? Boy, bring that back.
And I don't know if y'all remember, but they used to say this is gonna hurt me worse than it hurt you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I never understood
I don't
that.
Understand that
until I got older. And I started having my own.
Right. At the time, I did not get that. I'm like,
definitely. Yeah. Especially with my daughter, right? I love my daughter. I do not whoop my daughter. But when I see her mama do it, I be like, why you hitting on her?
Right? well, wait a minute. Let's talk about
you,
this.
Man, with the daughter, man. I'm the same way with my daughter, man. Okay.
Her mama say,
be careful.
Her mama be like, yo, soft ass.
Little misty eyes.
You hear me, man?
I'm crying with her.
Man, for real. Nah, that's serious, though.
Yeah.
That ass game. I ain't gonna like that. It's crazy, though. Like, for real. Like, it's like watching these young people and these kids today, the way they are, the way they act, the way they move. When I was younger, I was like, man, it's crazy. But when I got older, when people used to say, watch your mouth. Do you kiss your mama with that mouth? I never understood as a kid. But now I'm older, and now I raised my son and how he is, 18 in college. Shout out to my son, Daniel. And now I start to see other kids, and I'm like, damn, in my mind, who the fuck raised y'all?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The adults are different now, though, man. Like, man it's ridiculous how much, the difference in the adults.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, man, I remember a time, I was about 14, 15, and, we was hanging out, going to get a bag of weed. And, man, we couldn't get nobody to sell it to us, man. It was in the middle of the day. And all the people in the hood that sold weed was like, man, get your ass out and go to school, man. And so it was just a different time. The adults moved different. And as a result, we moved different.
Definitely. Yeah. You could see it.
And they looked out for each other in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Like on my block, it was like, look, we looking out for each other. We had the block club, and it's like everybody's watching teaching the kids. It's like,
sure.
so if you see somebody
Structure.
doing that, doing that, oh, best believe my mama's getting a phone call or a knock at the door,
You hear me?
and she's doing it for other people. So it's like,
Definitely. That's that structure piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we missing today.
Community.
Community. For real,
Absolutely.
bro. Like,
Absolutely. Instead of, I ain't gonna even get into that.
Yeah,
We're not gonna
that's another episode.
That's another episode.
Hey,
I was like, I don't want to touch ruffle no feathers, but a hit dog a holler.
Right.
But I digress.
oh wow, Steph, you funny. Straight up. This what y'all gonna get, y'all. Steph Harmony, she got 'em.
Authenticity. What we say, be yourself.
Be yourself. 100, always
Keep
be
it
100. Keep it
Yep.
100.
Yep.
Speak from your heart. This
Speak
is
from
what
your
this
heart.
do.
All
This
the
is what this
podcast
do.
norms just kind of rolling through naturally. Sidney, how would you say you've come into this space based, you show it based on your experiences and all those things. But this work is so one is your passion, it's your heart, it's meaningful, and I'm sure to some level you've learned and it has shaped you in some way. Can you just expound on that a little bit? Like, how has this work shaped you?
Man, it's made me just kind of aware, I think. And I think that the awareness, I think even in our individual growth, I mean, like once you become aware of your trauma points and how you're responding to them, then you had the power to change them. You had the power to create, it's neurodiversity. So you got the power to come in and change, your thought process. And so that's the same thing I think that is true across the board. So I think it shaped me in a way that, I recognize the power of thought.
Yes.
And I try to, and then I recognize, once you, once you have a thought that you got options.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Like the thought is there and I ain't got to do nothing with it. I can just sit in it and see what the thought trying to tell me. You know what I mean? See if there's other thoughts that come up from it or before I respond or react.
Yeah. And even
taking my power back, I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, man, just feeling empowered over myself. We try to control other people, man, and most of us ain't even in control of ourselves.
Exactly.
Say it.
We can snap to that.
And that's so important, taking your power back, because there's so many, I think just things in life and systems that we become just disempowered. I mean, we are literally working and living in, disempowerment. We see it all the time. So being able to do just that, take your power back and embody that, and that energy, that frequency, that reverberates, people feel that, and then they themselves are
get it, girl.
Are transformed, or they're touched, or they're changed, or at least you've planted a seed. So it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Marianne Williamson said, "There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that others don't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is in us. And it's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Absolutely. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. You don't even have to say nothing. Just be there and show up, and your presence is going to free some people.
You speak my language.
High five, way back hips. We do that, bro.
Yeah, for real,
Speaking my
and
language.
it's like,
what we do.
Until you said that, that's exactly, because when I walk in any room, somebody called me arrogant yesterday because at the expo, we was at the expo. And
say their names.
I don't even know her name.
Once we stopped.
But one of the homies who I know personally, he was there. And he was like, Gerald, you know her? And I was like, nah, I don't know her. And she was like, oh, it's okay, with his little arrogant self, even though she was joking. Now,
that wasn't no joke.
I could have took it offensive, but I politely was like, no, ma'am, it's called confidence.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay then, Mr. Confident. I'm like, but how you doing? And I gave her a hug and kept it moving. So what you said, that resonates every day. And it's like, people tell me like, bro, it's a light shining on you. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? But by me being in tune with who I am, knowing who I am, my authentic self, and I don't care what nobody say or think about me, I know how I move. I know how I am. I know I got a genuine heart. It's crazy because like when things happen to me, God makes something happen to them.
Yeah.
If people try to play me and get down on me, eventually, bro, God does something to them, the spirit of God. And it's like I'm chosen, and I'm not afraid to say that. Yeah, I am. I feel like I know that I'm a chosen one. No arrogant boasting. That's just me knowing and believing who I am. For
Man, G, that's so powerful, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's, and what you just mentioned to me, that's the greatest gift that we had to give the world is the
Yeah.
ability to show up as our authentic selves. There's only
Yes.
one of us. And the part of the problem is that too many of us spend our time trying to be like somebody else
Exactly, bro.
instead of learning and love and embrace who they are.
Yes.
Yeah. so when you look ahead, right? 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Like, what's the dream for yourself? Like, what's the bigger picture from?
Man, I plan on doing a TED Talk where I talk
Okay.
about
Yes.
where I talk
Do
about
that.
Give me a seat. Give me a
Yes,
seat.
sir.
Can I get a
Front
ticket?
row, you hear me?
Yeah, I want to talk about, man, the impact of trauma on the black community, on black men in particular, and on how that trauma shows up in our decision making. You talk about, how we fill prisons and stuff. I'm going to talk about the unresolved trauma and the systematic oppression that has occurred that has led to a lot of our unresolved trauma
Yes.
that creates and puts us in the positions that we find ourselves and offer some solutions
For sure.
on things that, people that actually say that want to help can do to help.
Definitely.
So I want to do that. And then I want to go and just kind of be, man, I really want to, like, one of my biggest things has always been to be a bigger part of the solution. So like when people come in my doors, like the young man we talked about, or,
definitely.
others like that I sit with in therapy, I can help them directly, one-on-one, individual therapy. That's kind of micro level, and I want to be a part of the macro level solution and conversation. Like I want to be able, their conversations about Black people and mental health. I want to be at the table, man, and I want to because I think that that's part of the problem. You talking about us and not to us.
Exactly.
Say that. Say
you ain't
that.
lying,
Say
brother.
that.
That's how it be with the younger people in the violence prevention
exactly
field.
like that.
What? It's like, yeah, we gonna say what they need and what they want. One time we talk, cause I always observe. If I don't know you for real, I ain't gonna talk to you. I'm cool on you. It ain't that I don't like you. It's just I don't know you and I'm observing. So when I be in the room, like chilling with the young people, I be looking for the ones who got a problem. Like today at the IDJJ, this young guy was being bullied out of his food.
Wow.
So the CEO was like, the correctional officer, whatever they call him at the IDJJ, she was like, hey, come here. I'm like, what's going on? She was like, he didn't eat and he gave his food to him. So I walked up to the guy, I say, man, get you something to eat, man. He was like, I ain't in the mood to eat. I say, bro, these tacos fat, boy. You don't know what you missing. It didn't move him. So I ate my little fruit roll up, you know what I'm saying, in front of him. I say, man, I stooped down to him in his ear. I say, listen, if a motherfucker bullying you, boy, beat his ass. Nigga, I don't care what you got to do, man, get him. And he lit up. The man shook my hand, bro, like, all right, thank you. You feel me? So that let me know, oh, he being bullied. Oh, bro, them, they getting him out his food. So the CEO like, well, I'm going to take his food to his room and then he going to eat at his room. So like now I'm hollering at him. I'm like, oh, so they extorting him too. You feel me? So it's like, that's the type of things that I look at when I go into these facilities. Like the ones that's pretenders, you could tell. Oh, he a pretender. He trying to kick it. He got his little homies, they laughing. They ain't really on shit. But this one over here that's quiet, that's looking mad and angry and everybody laughing and smiling. Bro, you gotta check on him. Hey, bro, what can I do for you, gang? What's good with you? Give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Holla at them, because those the ones, you feel me, that need it the most. And just by me saying if a bully try to do something to you, man, whoop his ass, boy, don't act crazy. Just start swinging, grab him, punch him, bite him. Ain't no rules in fighting. Like I'm kicking it with him. And that made his day. Man, I appreciate you, bro. Man, I need your information. I say less, we already got yours. For real. So yeah.
Man.
That was deep for me today.
Yeah, that's heavy, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That is very heavy. But that just shows that passion, that vigilance, just and the advocacy, wanting to make sure that
definitely.
I mean that's the work. Is just really seeing the need, being still, listening,
exactly,
observing, and the story will write itself. The story will tell itself, and then standing in that space and being able to advocate and say, "How can I support you? What is it that you need?" So that's super powerful. That's super powerful. Sidney, wanted to just talk a little bit, just lighten it up, but just a little bit.
Okay.
And I mean, your energy is just amazing. And but what are some of the things that bring you joy? What is something that just makes you smile? What lights you up these days?
Oh man, I like movies and TV. And that's what I do to unwind.
Okay.
But then kind of my kids, seeing them doing their thing. I got my daughter is 19. She's at Alabama A&M, and she's
Okay.
going in the field. So my goal, right, is to get my business big enough so that when she comes out with her MSW,
Yeah.
she can earn her clinical hours working in my facility, and then she can, and then she could take it over eventually.
I like
Nice.
that.
And I can
like
Succession
that.
plan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So that brings me joy. Seeing my kids achieve their dreams, seeing us, moments like this bring me joy. Give me hope because this wasn't available to us 20 years.
Mm.
And so man, I think for me, man, really, I would be happy if I could just I've been in this struggle for a long time.
Yeah.
Just seeing progress, I think, is brings me. And it's slow sometimes as progress is to recognize and change is to notice. It is happening. I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, we just we 50, 60 years removed from when our parents and grandparents couldn't get a cup of coffee at a lunch counter. And now we got podcasts that's going all over the world.
You know
what I'm saying? And so, you know what I mean? Like, man, real talk, man. And that makes me happy, man, for real.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I love that. I heard expansion.
Yeah.
I heard
So,
self-care.
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
in that.
everything.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you determined that to be so. So when you determined that your expansion is an inevitability, it has no choice but to manifest as expansion.
Absolutely.
And so I'm excited to just see your journey unfold. And I'm just excited.
Thank you.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's brothers like Mr. Sidney Johnson, man, that we need. We need more use, that care. Like all your knowledge about mental health, but the fact that your heart in it, your passion is in it, that's what's lacking with a lot of people. So for that, I really do thank you, gang. Like for real, because the work that you bring, people don't know this. I called Steph one day. I'm like, hey, Steph, because a young guy, rest in peace to my little man's Jalen. He had a gun. He didn't know how it worked, you know what I'm saying? And it went off and it hit him and in the head. And rest in peace to him, man. He deceased, but his young homies, his brothers, play brothers, they witnessed it. You feel me? And then when I was like, yo, I really want to go pick them up and bring them in, you know what I mean? It was like, well, I believe he was out of town. It was like, well, Sydney out of town. And then somebody else was like, well, I could talk to him. But when they said that, I was talking to them and I asked them a question. And the first thing they was like, well, he gotta want it. And I was like, what? So it turned me off. I called Steph like, listen, we need a mental health person that we can call and be like, listen, this young brother just experienced a murder. Well, what they call it suicide, but it's like it's like an accidental murder. That's what it is. Accidental suicide.
Accidental self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Accidental. They trying to make it seem like he was going through. No, Shorty was a hustler. Like he'd go get some candy from 71st and go downtown and sell it and come back with a bankroll. Like he never thought about none of that. And we was at my job. We actually, helped him to try and find a job. So I called Steph like, yo, we need like a 24-hour almost traveling mental health person to talk to this young brother, and the first thing I did when I saw him, because he was shaking at the balloon release, I saw him, he's shaking and crying. I hugged him. I say, man, come here. I gave him a hug. I say, bro, here go my number. You know what I'm saying? Call me. And I called him, followed up with him. Now, I ain't gonna lie. He's scared to actually come in and sign the paperwork to be like, all right, cool. He's 17, 18, I believe. His little brother 16, you feel me? But I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna stop. Because that was my little man's too. You know what I mean? But just to have mental health specialists on deck would be nice. So they can, man, I'm finna bring them to you. All right, cool. Hey, dude, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted him to have that feeling of love, that feeling of trust. And that day, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little irritated. because it's like it wasn't bring him in, but it was like, well, he got to accept it. I mean, if he walks in here on his own, then we can't turn him around. Like, that's not the answer.
And then that's just kind of to lead with that, and you don't know anything about that person,
Yeah,
like if they had a history of that, I'm not even saying that's okay to say that, but you don't even know anything about. Only thing you knew was, okay, they unfortunately accidentally,
You feel me?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
and the friend is going through it and they need some. That's all you knew, was that the friend lost somebody.
You feel
And
me?
your first thing is, okay, they gotta want it. But that shows maybe it's like you letting that trauma or whatever negative experience that you had from maybe seeing people that may not yet be ready to engage. And it's not that they don't want it. They don't know. Maybe they don't know how. Maybe it feels dysregulated because chaos feels so normal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the whole nother episode is, talking about our people that are in this space and these healers. And like, we got to understand trauma and what it really is so that we don't say things like that.
Exactly.
Yes. But that's another episode.
So another episode. Be on the lookout. We got a lot of shit going on. So, man, for real, my brother Sidney Johnson came through, man. Made every listener remember that healing is not a destination, it's a journey. You know what I'm saying? You deserve peace. You definitely deserve support, and you deserve to be seen. Steph, hit us with a message. Please give us a message.
Message.
Wait, where's that? Hold on, wait. I gotta do it. That ain't. Yeah. Let us know what's up, man.
Well, before that, Sidney, I just want to thank you so much for showing up and just being you, but that's who you are. But you were authentic, you were vulnerable. We just really appreciate it. Somebody is going to be touched by this episode. Multiple people, they're going to come out of this conversation, and as you do every day, planting the seeds and helping and on people on their healing journey, somebody is going to be touched by what they're listening right now. So I appreciate you so much. It's been an amazing conversation. And so just to kind of ground us and close us out. But I just want us all to know and understand and come to believe that healing is not a destination. It's a journey. I know we mentioned that earlier. We're not coming from a place of having it all figured out. This is a journey. What we do to ground, what we do to just feel healed and feel whole. It's not a destination. It's a journey. It ebbs and flows. But what I do know is that you deserve peace. You deserve support. And you deserve to be heard. You deserve to be seen. And so we love you. Please take that with you. And I hope that it resonated as you step into this journey and continue on this journey with us.
Amen. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. Nope. You don't know what I've been through.